What is up, you fantastic, wonderful people? I just got home like less than 10 minutes ago from seeing Blue Beetle. I'm gonna be honest with you, I forgot this movie came out. I had no recollection of this movie ever being a movie until I saw the trailer like 3 months ago, and I was like, oh, okay. Then I forgot about it again until like 5 hours ago when I not remembered, but I saw an ad on Instagram for it, and I was like, oh shit, I should probably go see that. So I did what I always do. I go check the reviews on Rotten Tomatoes, and it actually had pretty decent reviews. I was like, oh shit, did DC actually come out with two bangers in a row? Because I was one of the people who actually really liked The Flash. I thought The Flash was actually a pretty dang good movie, and I was intrigued how Blue Beetle rated so highly after that super mediocre trailer I watched. This movie looked so just like pushing it through the superhero formula. And now that I've seen the film, what does it do? Yeah, this film is the most generic, by the numbers superhero film to date. You could have told me this was the first fully theatrically released film made by an AI, and I would have believed it. I've been like, oh, okay, they're actually just scraping the bottom of the barrel and just using AI instead of even trying to use humans anymore. I do not believe that humans wrote this film. This film is written like every single 2006 and 2022 superhero movie that ever existed. I don't know how the genre is actually devolving. It is evolving just backwards, ladies and gentlemen. And it's kind of concerning because yeah, I'm not one of those dumbasses that believes in superhero fatigue. That's stupid. I mean, how long have we had like any type of genre movie, rom-com, cop movie, whatever it is? There's a ton of genres that have stuck around. We don't have superhero fatigue, ladies and gentlemen. We have mediocre movie fatigue. And what we are getting in the superhero genre is a ton of shitty mediocre films, and Blue Beetle's just next in line to join that list. It is a crime that this thing has what was it, like 82% on Rotten Tomatoes and is certified fresh. That makes no sense to me that 82% of people walked out of Blue Beetle and went, yeah, I enjoyed my time. We've already haggled on the script and the writing. I literally was sitting in the theater making up, like rolling my eyes and like predicting half the fucking next sentences coming out of people's mouth. It was just as generic as it gets. You're wrong, sir. Me being weak for my family isn't what makes me weak. It's actually what makes me strong. Like, wow, dude, you got some top-notch writers on that shit, bro. But not even that. I think the performances, honestly, the performances are the one thing in the movie that I think is fine. I think all the actors are doing really well for what they're given, but they're not given that strong material to work with. They're not able to give that stronger performances because they don't have that stronger material. However, if I know James Gunn has said like a ton of times that Blue Beetle is going to continue in the DCU, which I don't think he is. I just think James Gunn is a businessman and is realizing, wow, no one's going to go see this movie if they know nothing's coming in the future because people only care about franchises nowadays. So I'm just going to say Blue Beetle's continuing in the future, only for 3 months later to say plans have changed and Blue Beetle will no longer be continuing the DCU. That's what I think is going to happen. But if Blue Beetle does continue in the MCU, the DCU, I'll be more than happy to give Blue Beetle a second shot because I did like I don't know who the lead actor was, but I did like his performance. I would be intrigued to see the character pop up again, but this movie just wasn't making me sit at the edge of my seat waiting for that to happen, you know? The next thing is a comedy. Pretty much every superhero movie these days is part comedy, if not full comedy, and this one is trying to be part comedy, but really fails. I didn't think I heard a single, granted the theater wasn't that full, which man, dude, it was opening night and the theater had like 5 other people in it. And yeah, it was a really sad viewing experience, but not a single fucking person was laughing. There was one single character that I thought was at least kind of charming with how he tried to deliver it, and that was like, I think it was like the uncle or something. I don't know. I wasn't paying that close of attention, but I think it was like the uncle or something. The guy with the funny beard, and yeah, he had some jokes every now and then that at least put a smile on my face, but the movie never once got a laugh out of me, and it tries so hard. Dude, there is some jokes that it goes back to so often trying to make you laugh, but it's just so not funny that you're just sitting there. I don't use the word cringe very often because I think cringe is a word that in itself has become cringe from how overused it is, but this movie is one of the few instances where I will use the word cringe. It's hard to watch sometimes when they are going back to a joke for the 80th time and it's just not landing and they keep trying to stick with it. Now the villain is something a lot of superhero movies fuck up these days, and guess what? They did something really new and interesting. You've never seen this done before. They made the villain have the same powers as the good guy, but get this. This is the twist, guys. He's evil. I know. Boom, put your hands together for us. We took our time on this villain, okay? We really did him strong. He's a assassin guy who is a war vet, it looked like, and he lost limbs or something and stepped on a mine, so they reprogrammed him into an android that was just doing merciless killing and ended up discovering his true identity and then turning to the good guy side at the end. I'm spoiling the movie, I realize that, but I don't think anyone cares to go see the movie. And if you do have any interest in seeing it, you're probably just gonna wait till it releases on HBO Max, because the movie's probably gonna make $12 million in its opening weekend, which is really pathetic, but it's more than it deserves. The villain is just as yay, they pretty much just made Bucky but worse is what I was trying to get at that whole thing. Yet nothing in this movie really does anything well. The CGI is really bad, but I don't even blame the CGI artists, because you can't. If CGI artists were actually getting a good amount of time to work on these films and getting paid a decent budget, then sure, if they're delivering stuff like this when they have those two things, then you can start harping on the CGI artists, but you can't expect good product when you're not giving them good time and money. So CGI is bad, but I just feel like that's going to be a thing with most superhero movies going forward. Yeah, pretty much nothing in this film really made it stick out. It was just, nothing was done, well, there were some things that were done bad, but most things weren't done particularly bad. It was just really mediocre. It was just really by the numbers. Didn't seem like they were putting any effort into this, so I don't really care to put effort into caring about it. I'm gonna give it a 40 out of 100 on the official review scale, and yeah, I don't know what else to say, so toodles.